I was born in Santa Monica, and when I was 3, my parents emigrated to Los Angeles, and I grew up in the Beverly Woods section of town, which is adjacent to Westwood. It's primarily a Jewish section of town, so I actually didn't know until I was 12 years old that there were white people who weren't Jews. I'm Mark Scott Zickery, the author of The Twilight Zone Companion. I'm also a writer-producer working in television. Everyone knows that LA is constantly being reinvented, reconstructed. It's a town of facades, false faces, but there are little pockets of authenticity. And if you look for them, if you look in those secret corners, you can step through a door and it's like going into a portal in time. This is one of the places that's dearest to my heart in Los Angeles, the Apple Pan. I have memories of coming here when I was 3 years old with my parents, and it was exactly the same. The same food, the same wallpaper, the same ceiling fans. The exterior has changed in terms of what surrounds it.
When they were going to build this mall and this adjoining thing over here, they did want the property, but that is just not something we wanted to do. Okay, well, I'm Sonny Sherman. My grandparents, Ellen Baker and Alan Baker, started the restaurant. Mom is generally here, and it's just been a nice family restaurant for 59 years now. It's original, so that people that came here 50 years ago, it's the same, and that's kind of nice because everything does change in LA. Charlie is going to be 50 years next January that he's worked here, so it's a little bit comforting to have something just be there and be as it always was, because not many places you can find that.
Well, the rain's burned off. It's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. We're now at the Farmers Market at the corner of 3rd and Fairfax. About 100 years ago, this was the Gilmore Dairy Farm until they hit oil, and then it became the Gilmore Oil Company, and these gas stations were all over Los Angeles, because in 1934, on the land owned by the Gilmores, farmers started selling produce out of trucks, and it quickly became the Farmers Market. Now, I used to go to the Apple Pan when I was 3, 4 years old with my mom and dad, but when they split up and I was growing up and becoming a teenager, we were here. We were right next door to CBS here, Television City itself. A lot of the writers would come here and just schmooze all day long. A lot of these old guys. It's right next to Fairfax, which is the Jewish district. This place just reeks of the 1930s. It's terrific, and the smells of the food so authentic. The baked goods, the donuts and ice cream, and foods from all over the world here. You can just imagine Peter Lorre or Humphrey Bogart or one of these guys eating here, grabbing a quick bite. Live TV started here too with CBS, both here and in New York, so it's very much the authentic Los Angeles of decades gone by. Okay, we're right now standing on Hollywood Boulevard, and this is 2006. There's no doubt about that, with the tattoo parlors and all of the noise and bustle. But we're about to go into a time machine and go back into the past, so come along with me.
Name is Manuel H. Felix, F-E-L-A-X, spelled it one right. And I've been here for about 33 years now, and it's been a joy. The restaurant opened in 1919, and I believe that at the time Woodrow Wilson was president.
I love the fact you have a real cash register over there.
Real? Yes, sir.
That's the real deal.
None of these computerized stuff.
Well, I first became aware of Musso and Frank's when I was researching my book, The Twilight Zone Companion, back in the late 70s. I found out that the Twilight Zone writers back in 1959, 1960, they used to hang out here. Richard Matheson, Charles Beaumont, George Clayton Johnson, even Sterling would come here. And so I came here, and I was astonished because it was exactly like stepping through a doorway into the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s. Dashiell Hammett used to hang out here, Raymond Chandler.
Even Charles Bukowski recently, Steinbeck, Papa Hemingway, and name them.
All the other great watering holes, the Brown Derby, Nicodels, Trocadero, Ciro's, they're all gone. So if you want to get a real taste of the old Hollywood, the great days of film and TV, you just go through these doorways and you order up a steak and a martini and you're there. You don't have to imagine it. You can just sit and bask in it.